Hey guys, Switch here with another live game commentary brought to you from our unranked to Diamond series. We're currently sitting at Platinum 5, working our way up there, almost at that gold mark. Gold mark? Hello? Yo, this is my series, not G-Base series. Almost at the Diamond mark, and just a little bit more to go. One more tier and we're there. Well, one more, Plat to Diamond tier. 5 more divisions, but So, we're playing Kha'Zix jungle today, boys and girls. Kha'Zix jungle. Kha'Zix is actually arguably one of the best pure assassin junglers in the game. We're actually against a Rengar jungle as well. Is he Rengar jungle? Yes, he is. And I actually think that Rengar jungle is probably another one of the best pure assassins in the game. So it's going to be quite an interesting matchup. I will start blue to avoid Rengar cheese. And so yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. Now, before I tell you my runes and masteries, I changed my shirt and when I put my headset back on, I did this and flung the headset back into my head, and it really hurt. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but it really hurt. It genuinely caused me I would say moderate to high amount of pain. I was kind of surprised. You'd think that at this area of your head that you'd be quite well off, that you wouldn't really be too vulnerable to injuring yourself. But no, I honestly would say, if I was a professional sports player, it wouldn't be something that would keep me out of the game. Do you know what I mean? But it is something where it's significant enough that I felt like telling you the story. So yeah, I'm a little bit hurt right now. So there's that. Runes and masteries: 80 reds, 80 quints, armor yellows, whatever blues you want to go. Masteries: I'm 12-18-0 with I'm 12-18-0 with Thunderlords. No, I'm not Thunderlords. I'm, what's this called? Stormraiders? Stormraiders Surge is what I am this game. The reason why I'm going Stormraiders is because I think it's actually pretty good on Kha'Zix when you can jump in, blow someone's health, and then run around at like 10,000 miles an hour. So I'm going to go for Stormraiders this game. Do I want to soak this mid up? Yes, I do. But I'm going to ward that just so Rengar can't take my red. Now, it's a bit of a shame that Ari died to the DC, but it's okay, because now I get a free bunch of CS in the mid lane, which is pretty nice as well. Yo, is this guy trying to bloody harass me on the tower? No, don't harass me, dickhead. You know what, I'm going to smite that. That's probably a pretty bad idea, actually. Having your smite in the early clear is really important. That was really not worth it, was it? Holy shit, I'm an idiot. Oh well, whatever. I'm going to be, Kha'Zix is a champion who is pretty good in the early game. Like, you can definitely make a lot of plays, so we have a lot of damage at least. You don't have like a lot of... Oh, yeah, see, he thought I'd be here. He's probably going to go into my red buff, isn't he? Alright, he's pretty strong though, so we have to be careful. What a surprise. What a surprise. See, because I showed mid, holding that minion wave, it was obvious, and then I moved top lane. I guess he thought it was quite obvious that I was going to my top side jungle. Oh my god, I missed my W. Holy shit, I actually needed that to kill this camp as well. I don't think I can kill this camp anymore. You know what, maybe I can. You know what, I'll smite it. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Ah, I'm good. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Wasn't even close, baby. There it is. It's a good thing I had that ward as well, because I would have been a pretty squished bug right now if I didn't put that ward down, because I knew this Rengar would try something cheeky. Something I want to mention as well, which I haven't actually talked about just yet, which is shame on me, because I should have talked about it. I started a blue buff. I did type in the chat I will start blue to avoid the Rengar cheese. What I meant by that specifically is that whenever I play against junglers who I feel like are kind of cheesy in the early game, specifically by that I mean that they try to do like a level 2 cheese against you, or they'll try to invade you really early. So some examples of these kind of champions would be like Lee Sin, Rengar, Nidalee, Shaco, these kind of people. These are people who I always start at the buff itself, because I have a feeling that if I start at the Gromp, as I would have done normally in a normal jungle route, if I start at the Gromp, then they're going to predict that I start at Gromp and then try and invade me at my blue buff at level 2 and try and cheese kill me there. If you don't know what cheesy means, it just means it's a strategy which is like a bit cheeky, basically. A cheeky strategy which isn't always optimal, but it works, Generally relies on the element of surprise a little bit. Can I get this guy? Nice, we got him. It's a shame that Ari didn't get an assist there, honestly, but we got him at least. Let's get the chickens here as well. So whenever I think I'm going to get killed at level 2, maybe cheese at level 2 at my buff, I always start the buff itself so I can kill the buff first and then move out my jungle so I don't have to worry about getting cheesed. And I was worried about it that time against the Rengar, so I just, I just played it safe. We just started a blue buff and then went to my topside jungle. Because, if Rengar wants to cheese me, he's going to start his bot side because that's where he's... It's kind of like thinking... They're trying to get into your... They're making assumptions on you, and you make an assumption on them making an assumption about you. Does that make sense? It's... I don't know. Yeah. If you're just... Basically, if you're afraid of getting killed at your buff, level 2, really early, just start at the buff and then get the hell out of the bot side jungle, go top side jungle or something like that. There you go. So I'm just going to keep clearing here a little bit because I'm pretty low from fighting that Rengar, so I wasn't able to really keep pressure up by doing anything else other than just clearing. You notice as well I bought double longsword. That is simply just because I want to be able to obviously just, have more damage. So I'm going to get out. Do I want to wait for boots here? I'll wait 20 gold for boots. And in that 20 gold worth of waiting, I'm just going to say to you guys, thank you for checking the video out so far. If you do like the video, of course, don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe to me. You know how it is. I'm always doing videos like this, so if you do like this video, there's more of it, definitely subscribe. And more importantly, how are you guys doing? I just released my Diana video. That was the last game I recorded. Don't know if it's going to be the last video because maybe I'll squeeze something in there a bit cheekily, but it was the last video I recorded outside of this one. And I was watching, when I made the video I was thinking, I don't know about this one. I feel like I just nattered on and chatted shit, But when I actually watched it back, I was kind of happy with the stuff I was saying, the points I was bringing up, and I thought it was a fairly good video, so I decided to... Oh, goodbye, sexy croissant. Yo, don't BM her, man. She's DC'd. Why is this guy BMing so hard against a DC, legit? Really? Unreal. Yo, he didn't even gold card me. He didn't even gold card me. What are you doing, bro? Alright, I'll take that, I guess. He even used his flash. He even flashed under the tower to get that. That was ridiculous. This guy has his 5-star ferocity here. So he's going to be very strong. So I do need to be quite careful going up against him here. But I'm Gucci, I'm Gucci. Alright, let's keep clearing here. Now I'm level 6 though on Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is a champion who doesn't really have an ultimate. But that's both a blessing and a curse. If you're someone like a Mumu, for example, then a Mumu with his ult up is extremely strong, but a Mumu with his ult down is just pretty useless. Kha'Zix is a champion. Wow. Kha'Zix is a champion who doesn't have an ultimate, so he doesn't... Well, he does have an ultimate, but he doesn't play around his ultimate at all. So he's always operating at 100% efficiency, Unlike a lot of other champions. So it means that I'm basically just very strong right now. So I'm going to go in on this guy here. I'm going to sneak in with my stealth. I don't want to jump just yet, because I want to save my jump for when he flashes. There we go. Trinity got an assist there as well, which is good. So we'll push this out. Just go ahead and just do this. This enemy team comp is a team comp which I do have to be genuinely very careful playing against for 2 reasons. Oh god, please don't do it. I do have a pink ward, but... Oh god. Okay, that works. I had a pink, but I was assuming he would run away, but that works as well. Whew. Okay. I kind of lost my train of thought because I was thinking about stuff. But against Rengar and Twisted Fate, you have to be careful because their ultimates, they just come out of nowhere and they just gank you, So you have to be really careful that you're not just caught out of position against them or just... dunzo for any reason like that. If you're isolated, you have to be very afraid if you're against Rengar and Kha'Zix, because Rengar will come out of nowhere, boom, he pops you, you're dead. Suddenly there's a Twisted Fate ult, boom, he's coming up to you, you're dead. So you have to be very careful playing against these champions. I'm actually very surprised that Ari managed to get a kill onto the TF. She's had 2 DC deaths and still manages to solo kill, which is honestly very impressive. So we'll give it to her on that. Let's hold this mid lane again. If you notice as well this game that I've soaked up a lot of golden experience from lanes, specifically from this mid lane because Arya is DC'd, and this is honestly a very important strategy Oh god, that's going to be important, isn't it? A very important strategy for snowballing and keeping a good income, I guess you should say, as a jungler. Like, it's really hard as a jungler to just have high amounts of gold, high amounts of experience. Oh. Whoa, hello isolation damage, unless you are taxing lanes. Now, you don't want to steal that CS from your laners, obviously, because you don't want to take it from them. But when you see opportunities, when your laners have recalled, when they're dead, that's when you want to go to a lane and you want to hold that lane. You want to get that experience. You want to get that gold. Don't risk dying to just get CS, of course. Like, if you're just going to get harassed out and just die, then obviously that's not good. But you do want to be getting the experience mostly is the most important thing. Getting experience is very good as a jungler. Anyway, I'm going to be doing this dragon here now because Kha'Zix is all about isolation. He's about finding people by themselves. This is why you evolve your Q first. And just doing ridiculous damage to things by themselves. And he's very good at doing objectives for that very reason. So I'm going to take this away. Now, I don't know if they know I'm doing this. I don't really want to smite this. There we go. So we get a free dragon here because Kha'Zix can solo it and it's no problem. Let's see. The next one is going to be another mountain dragon. Mountain dragons in solo queue aren't amazing, but they're still decent. They're not the worst one, and depending on your team comp, they can actually be really useful. They're very good if you want to siege up, for example. Sieging is when you're, or like rushing down objectives and stuff, like Baron. And honestly, I think our team comp, you know, split pushing it's good for as well, so you can split push and get towers down fast, so you can like rush Baron and stuff like that. What? Don't dive them. What the hell was that? What was that? Just let him push out and then going on him. Jesus Christ, you're crazy. Well, at least I did half his health, I guess. We need to be really careful because we don't know where Rengar is either. Alright, so here we go. We want to avoid the Brawl ult if we can here. Alright, that's fine though. Maybe we should have... Well, I did focus closer, but she flashed out. But that's fine, that's good. Oh, Ari... 200 IQ, there it is, predicting where he's going to be based off the fact that she thought his red buff might be up. That's very smart, Ari, very smart. Let's take his tower down instead. Now this mountain dragon will help us do even more damage to the tower. Perfect stuff. I actually really want to get this Tryndamere the Rift Herald, so the Rift Herald. I think that's really important because it's really good on split push champions. And I think that Tryndamere is obviously a heavy split push champion, and if he gets the Rift Herald, then he can 1v1 people really easily, and he's going to be really hard to deal with in that top lane. So I'm going to actually focus on that as my next objective. I just went bot, I gave them some love, we got the tower. There's nothing really that's making me say, whoops, wasn't moving. There's nothing really that makes me say, oh, you know what, I need to be bot lane right now. So I can afford to just put pressure on other sides of the map. Maybe I shouldn't even go for this blue buff, but I'm actually you know what? I'm going to leave that blue for Ari. I could take it, but I'm going to leave it for her because she's actually doing pretty well, and she hasn't gone for Morello's in her build either. But yeah, I'll leave the blue for her. But this Rift Herald is definitely something we want to focus on getting next, so that's what I'm going to do. And in fact, if this Tryndamere is pushed up as far as he is, it is a little scary for him. He may be getting ganked by the Rengar, so another reason why being on this top side is a good idea. So talking a bit about my item build, obviously the warrior enchant is just a complete no-brainer. What smite item you go is kind of up to you. You either want to go blue or red though. I've gone for blue this game just because I like having the crowd control to chase people down. But you can go for red if you want. Wouldn't really recommend green smite. You can always go green smite if you want to though, because vision is always useful, but I just think you're better off with one of the combat smites. And now I'm going for a U-Moose because I don't really need a Hex Drinker because there's only Twisted Fate really who's going to be dealing any significant magic damage to me, so I don't really need to be getting any kind of MR. I wonder if I can do something really cheeky here. Now, I think there's actually a Wolf Spirit here, so this may see me. Can we dive this guy? This guy needs to tank the tower though if we do this. And he also should be focusing me, not the Tryndamere. Like, focusing Tryndamere is a bit pointless because Tryndamere is invincible for that time. So if your top laner is someone who's very good at diving towers for this reason, because he can just not die, then that's good. If you're playing a jungler who's got a lot of damage and you've got a laner who's very good at diving can be really beneficial. But obviously It depends. If the enemy top lane is really tanky, don't do it. If you don't have enough damage, don't do it. You know, like, there's loads of things, you know, loads of things that determine whether or not your dive is going to be successful. But this case was a pretty obvious one because Kha'Zix has a lot of damage. Tryndamere won't die because he's got his ultimate up, and he also has a lot of damage, so we're going to be able to kill the Darius quite fast. And Darius is not really a tanky champion. At least he never rushes a tank item. He always rushes Black Cleaver. So a good choice to go for the dive there. Now I'm going to position myself really cheekily here. Fuck. There's a ward here. I was going to say, because I think Rengar's going to come up to this side of the jungle. Now, I still want to do this, but I also want to be careful just because of Twisted Fate. I don't really know what Twisted Fate is. Like, he could easily come here, so... What was that, Alistair? There we go. So we managed to give that kill over to Varus. And we managed to get the Darius as well. This game, we've snowballed this game really well. Honestly, I think a really good way to snowball games, if you can do it safely, is to be in the enemy's face like a lot. And you can see, I would argue, how many times has Rengar died? Okay, 6 times. I don't know how he's died every time, but he's died at least 2 or 3 times in his own jungle, you know. And he's died when we've counter ganked him, you know. We've just cock blocked him so hard, and we've been in his face so often that's one of the reasons why we're so ahead, is because they have no breathing room. Like, he just died in his own jungle there. Like, what can a jungler do if he can't even go into his own jungle without dying? Same for Darius. We killed Darius when he was under his own tower, and we killed him again when he was... Oh shit. Be careful here, because I am tanking tower. I'm actually gonna die here. I don't think so. This was bad from both of us here, I think. If Twisted Fate comes here, we're so screwed. Please don't come here, Twisted Fate or Rengar. Here comes TF. TF will one-shot you, bro. Oh god. Does he not realise why is Twisted Fate not pressing R? Press R, Twisted Fate. Oh my god. Or you can flash. You can flash. I'm sure that's much more valuable. You know what? I'm just gonna run away. You know what? He's actually coming back. Yeah, that's fine. I was a bit afraid Tiff could still ult me here, but I think I'm fine. But yeah, this was a bit of a mistake by both me and Tryndamere. Tryndamere didn't go for the dive, which honestly we should have done. He has his ult up. There's no reason we can just instantly blow them up. You don't need to run away. However, having said that, it's a mistake for me to keep going even after the play. Even after the play has run out, it's a mistake to just keep going on it like I did. That's bot. So if I want to get this Darius here, I have to play really cheekily. Because I can't get caught in his... If I get caught in this guy's Q, I'm going to ruin it really hard. Because his Q not only does a lot of damage to me, but also heals him. So I have to play this really cheekily. But I don't know where he is, honestly. Did he go back up? He could have just gone back up in the lane there. There we go. So I have to make sure I'm standing like inside that Darius there, so that the outer rim of his Q can't hit me, because that's what heals him. So I have to be really careful about that. Like, not only is it risky for me because I might die, but it also means that it's a lot harder to kill the Darius. It all depends on that heal, so I have to play that quite cheekily. And also as Kha'Zix, it's all about isolation. If someone's isolated, they're by themselves, they die very fast. That's easy. But if they've got minions around them, they don't die fast. And that's kind of hard. That's something you have to play around. Also, a little side point as well. Some people still seem to be confused by this. I actually heard Crepo mention it once on the LCS live stream. Not shitting on Crepo or anything like that. He's a good caster. It's just a very popular misconception. That's not the item I want to buy. That jungle monsters don't count as isolation. So if you are hunting the enemy jungler in his jungle... Wait, I need to pick what there. If you're hunting the enemy jungler in his jungle and he's in a jungle camp, he's still isolated. Like, I could be standing in these chickens. Well, okay, Rengar could be standing in these chickens or these chickens, and he'd still be isolated. Because isolation only works of your allies. So if you're standing next to an ally, you're not isolated. If you're not standing next to an ally, you are isolated. And jungle monsters aren't your allies. I know it's kind of. I think the biggest reason why people get it mixed up is because they think because you can kill, like, the Kha'Zix himself can kill the jungle monsters. Therefore, you know, they're just jungle. It's just an enemy, right? It's another thing you can kill. I got a pink ward down here for this guy. Wow, rest in pepperonis, mate. There we go. I don't know why I flashed there when I've got a reset on my jump, but I guess I'm that stupid. Ah, I didn't get to kill it. I tried. Alright, let's sweep this cheeky little ward here. Is that a twisted fate? Do I see a twisted fate? I spy with my little eye. Oh, nothing apparently. Must be blind. Oh wow, he actually ran down there. Damn, just fake your balls or something. Alright. Oh, hello pink. I see you. I really need a skin on Kha'Zix. I think the highest. I remember seeing a graph which had the highest, like grossing, the highest selling, the skin that sold the most units is Mecha Kha'Zix. And I'm not surprised because Mecha Kha'Zix is one of my favorite skins. It looks really good, and it changes a lot of things about Kha'Zix as well, like his animations and things. So it's a really good, really good skin. So I didn't really mention my evolutions that much this game. I guess I should mention that now. It's maybe a bit too late, but at the same time it's quite obvious because there aren't really many options. By the time you're level 11, you want to have your Q and your E evolved. That's pretty much all there is to it. Whether you get your Q first or your E first is somewhat up to you, but 90% of the time I would strongly recommend that you get your Q first and your E at level 11. So Q evolve at level 6, E evolve at level 11, but it is up to you, kind of. I guess it's kind of up to your preferred playstyle. Q is obviously much more damage, it also helps you clear faster, but E does give you that extra utility, so to speak, just like longer range jumps and things. But what you get at level 16 is really up to you. Like your third evolution is almost entirely up to you. Like you can get your ultimate, you can get your W, it really doesn't matter. Oh my goodness, Ari, you're ballsy. Oh. I need to play this quite passively. But I can get in here now, I think. Nice. I guess Kha'Zix, you never want to dedicate and jump in unless you know you can get a kill so you can jump out. And it's really hard for you to jump in when teams are grouped up. So playing Kha'Zix from behind is really hard for that, mainly for that reason. Wow, he actually really hurts. Who's he gonna go for? No one? That's an option as well, I suppose. Yeah, I know what, I really don't want to die because I haven't died yet. So I'm just gonna sit here and just. There we go. I'm safe. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Kha'Zix jungle, pretty solid jungler, as you can see. If you did like it, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to me for more educational content. You can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, catch me streaming at twitch.tv/Foxdrop. All those links down below in the description, but most importantly guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.